Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. My name is Angela Fagg with Messengers of Truth. That's the name of my channel. And today, Happy New Year's. Glad that you made it through. And so I should start this off properly. Obviously, just to let you know, I've been very tired today. I don't stay up late at night ever. I just don't stay up late at night. Not anymore. And last night we stayed up late because I had a lot of fireworks and I was enjoying them instead of other things, like because I don't drink and whatnot. So anyways, I just want to send my condolences to everybody in New Orleans. Happened in the middle of the night and you've seen the news all over the place. So let's do a prayer for them because I think that's the proper thing to do. I found out watching something when I woke up from my nap today. I took 2 separate ones because I've just been exhausted all day. I wake up every morning very early, no alarm clock, no reason why. That's just what time I started getting up a couple years ago. So I take care of my chickens and things like that, and mostly check up on the news and everything because I turn it off at a certain time in the morning because I don't need to inundate myself with that stuff all day long anymore. So 2 of the girls, the reason why I brought up my local news is because 2 of the girls that were there were injured, were young women. They were 19 years old and they had just graduated high school. And this is their first year in college and everything. And they were there and they're hurt really bad. So I would like to say, excuse me, a prayer for them and everybody else that was hurt. All right. So here we go. God, thank you so much for looking over all of us last night. But we come to you in the hopes of everybody that is hurt in an ICU and their families, that they have a speedy recovery and their families find peace in their heart and that they're able to have their heads on properly to stay calm enough to deal with all the situations at hand. Even those ones that lost their family members, we pray that they have kindness and love in their heart and that they can get through this and their grieving process is short. God, I also pray for all of America right now, that everybody can keep calm and stay clear-minded and be able to deal with everything that's going to be coming. I thank you so much. And I also ask you, I'm thanking you in advance, is what I'm doing. God, please help my words come out properly this time around. Thank you so much. Amen. I'll talk to you later. You see, today's been a weird day for me, and I know it probably has been for other people. I chalk mine up to staying up really late at night. I was up until 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I got back up at 5:30, forced myself to go back to sleep because I just, fuck that. And took another nap, and then I woke up, and something was different. I was still tired, but I woke up real hungry, so I ate, and I watched a little bit of TV, and then I went and I laid back down, but I woke up, and how I woke up was different. I woke up and I just felt like something was way off, like something was just really off, and then I was sitting at my table having my second pot of coffee of the day. I didn't really have coffee this morning. I only drank half of the pot, which is only 2 cups. And I was sitting there and I just felt like the energy just changed. I didn't know if it was like, how sometimes your refrigerator has that humming sound and it shuts off? This was just totally different. It was just like a boom, there was no boom, but I could feel like there was a shut off. So I wanted to share that just in case, if anybody who watches this video, if you had a, like it just felt different, please share that with me. Because I just feel real down today, and I don't know why. So anyways, I wanted to come back on. Let's go on to a whole different note, because of this big snowstorm that's coming. And Jimmy helped me today. I'm not very good at doing research on the internet because you have to get your words properly, and I don't always get them out properly to be able to find all the information. When I did it on Bing, I only found 1989 was the last snowstorm that actually turned off the power and stuff. But when Jimmy did it on Google, because he has the Google on the computer we're using here in our studio, he got a whole bunch more information. So I want to share that with you. So he's going to pop it up on the screen, snow in Florida, and I'll read it to you. It says, the last time snow was reported in Florida was on January 19th, 1997, when snow flurries and snow covered the ground in West Palm Beach and other areas of South Florida. The snow was caused by a polar jet stream that brought powerful winds from the Gulf of Mexico into South Florida. The event was a surprise and thrill for residents and visitors. The headline in local newspapers were almost as big as those for major national events. The snow caused more than $3 million damage and agricultural damage in South Florida. Snow flurries have also been reported in Florida in other years, including January 8th and 9th, 2010. Snow flurries were reported in West Palm Beach and Kendall. January 16th, 2018, snow flurries and cold air caused schools in East Cambria and Santa Rosa counties to cancel. January 16th, 2024, snow flurries were captured on camera in Jay, about an hour north of Pensacola. December 23rd, 1989, a snowstorm hit Jacksonville, which was the worst winter storm of the century in the South. December 1st, 1876, snow fell for 5 minutes in the morning in Punta Russia, Florida, which is not that far from us. December 5th, 1886, light snow fell in Pensacola after a heavy rain and windstorm. Snow also fell in Florida before the 1900s, including in 1765, 1774, 1800, 1852, 1855, 1868, 1869, 1873, and 1885. Woo! So, that was a lot. I remember, you can go back. I remember 1989 because we were having Christmas and the grandparents actually came up, and we had no central air or heat, so we heated up by using the oven and boiling water on the stove to keep the humidity in the air. Because of my asthma, I need to have the humidity in the air. And it was kind of crazy because one of the neighbors was out there the night before while it was real cold and sprayed their whole yard and everything. So there was icicles and all that other stuff. It was kind of cool because we live in Florida and you don't ever see that stuff here. Like, it's not very common at all. And I'm bringing that up because we're going to have another historical one, but I think that this one, it's going to be a lot worse than other ones that they've recorded in the past. Honestly, I do. And all day long, it's just, and it's doing it again. And I have to say it because it just keeps saying, it has begun. We are beginning the 2025 new year, and it's, with what happened in New Orleans, it's begun, and I don't even know what that means. And I know that a lot of these people say you should wait, this and that, but you know what? And when something keeps going that much in your head and you feel down about something that you don't even know what it is, then you need to share it, because it won't shut the hell up until you do. And I'm not saying that I hear voices, I get different things. So I just want people to listen to me. You know, in the last few years, a lot of people have said to me, Angela, you're not going to be able to save everybody. You're not going to be able to do it. People just are just going to be people. And I understand that. But at the same time, why should I give up? And I'm not going to. So we're going to get some snow. I got lots of blankets. Mark the Weatherman guy, he made a good point the other day that I wanted to share for you people that are north of me, that if you get cold in your house and you have a tent, you take your tent and you put it in your living room and you put it up, and then you put your blankets over top of the tent and you can stay warm inside the tent. So that's like a plus. Okay, so you could do that. I've never even driven in snow, so I know nothing about winter whatsoever. I am from Florida. I grew up in Central Florida, but I was born in Southwest Florida, so I don't know anything about it. And I just want people to be safe out there and not, think you can do a whole bunch of stuff in the snow. I've only heard stories about it, so I don't know anything more than that. Another thing I want to tell you is we all have cell phones, and with everything that's going on in the world right now, every single person that is of age, first off, should be taking their phone and starting their own YouTube channels and their own Rumble channels, or on Facebook or whatever that you use, and capture things that are going on in your area. Even if you think it's kind of ridiculous, still capture it, because other people need to see what's going on in areas. Because the local news isn't going to tell you everything. Like, my local news is always giving me news about other areas, except for the stuff that's here. Like, we'll get like a couple of stories, and then it's all about all these other places. So you need to capture it yourself, because this is the only way that we're going to be able to see things firsthand, is if individuals do it themselves. Everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. All right. So in my last video, I talked about, I'm trying to keep it short because I can talk for a very long time, and we're at 13 minutes and 30 some seconds right now. So last time I told you that cell phones have crystals in them, and I said I would try to get, I will get more information on that, because most people just aren't going to type it into the Googles, which is fine. So I'm going to put it up here and I'll read it to you what Google said. Yes, cell phones contain crystals, specifically quartz crystals, which are used as part of a crystal oscillator to provide the precise timing needed for the phone's processor and other functions, essentially acting as the clock of the phone, similar to a quartz watch. Key points about crystals in cell phones. Function. This is an important one. The crystal vibrates at a very precise frequency, which is used to regulate the speed of the phone's internal operations. The crystal vibrates at a very precise frequency, which is used to regulate the speed of the phone's internal operations. Materials. The most common crystals used in electronics, including cell phones, is quartz. The type of crystal component is often referred to as a crystal oscillator. All right, so there you go. So all you people out there that, say things about crystals, just know that you're holding it in your hand. You can go from there on that, because I'm not going to give you, like, I can go on a bunch of things about it, but it doesn't matter. So we will be making a better commercial, but here's our commercial. Here it is. Okay, so my Free Your Face shirt will become more relevant. I am going to be working on making a new design for it too, because there's an app, not an app, is it an app? It's an online thing that you can use so you can make different kinds of, what are those called?
Templates.
Templates, thank you, for shirts and other things. So I'm going to be doing some of that. Anyways. I'm really tired right now, and I'm sorry for being so tired, but I had to come on here. I'm not good at public praying. I usually pray before we start. This time I didn't. Just got heavy today, and I heard about the stuff that happened in New Orleans early this morning, but I just feel like something got heavy, so heavy, dude, and that tells me that people are in pain, and I don't want people to be in pain. So I'm sorry that it's just going to not be good. It's not. And I didn't want to be the Debbie Downer. I didn't want to be the one that had to say all the horrible things. And, you know, even when years ago when I learned of this stuff, I couldn't even talk about it with my husband. I would just start crying. Like, I think I've cried more in the last couple of years than I did after my mom passed away. Because it's not right. It's not right. So, there's a hard freeze coming in approximately a week. I don't know how long it's going to last. It's going to be a while. And I just hope people decided that they would get some things to keep themselves warm so they don't freeze in their house. They want to use the Ring of Fire, which is Iran. Did you know that the Ring of Fire, I'll have to bring up some information. I'll talk about it now, but the next video, I will make sure that I have the information on it. There's several things in the world that is called the Ring of Fire. There's I think it's a volcano in Canada that's called the Ring of Fire. They call the Ring of Fire also all the volcanoes that go in a big ring around I think it's the Pacific Ocean. And then they also call the Ring of Fire Iran, which they're saying this New Orleans thing was ISIS or, whatever. I also have other information, not some hidden information, just I have a good memory. So I remember earlier this year or the end of last year, Oreo Express, I'm saying his channel's name because it's on Rumble. He was down on the border, and it made national news of this Arab guy said, "Oh, you don't need to know who I am. You'll find out who I am soon enough." Tomorrow I'm going to try to find that clip like I did with the Robert De Niro, and we'll do a little thing and post it up probably tomorrow night. I'm not going to go live. We're just going to do a little video and then post it up so you can see it. I think it's important to start plastering a lot of these people's faces, especially someone who stands on our border who just walked over it and said some shit like that. I think his face needs to be plastered all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, our border's been open for 4 years now. It's just slap open, and they're not mentioning that again in the news. Just so conveniently, right? And I want to tell you a joke I just made up because I was watching the nightly news before we came out here, and President Biden. Sorry, it's probably not that funny, but I find it hilarious. I was waiting for the printer. I guess it has to warm up first. Anyways, so my printer took as long as Biden's speech tonight to warm up. 3 minutes. Never mind. It was funnier. I was by myself. I don't think I said it the same way either. We all just have to take a deep breath right now. A lot of things are going to be popping off. If you didn't notice that, excuse me, in the last 4 years, BLM and Antifa decided to pretty much disappear. So I'm comparing this to what they call the summer of love of 2020, right? It was the summer of love. Put that on steroids, because that's what's coming. They're going to pull every whistle out, and they allowed massive amount of people. And not only that, I don't think people remember that there's Antifa is also connected to some of them terrorists. I don't know what they're calling themselves these days. They used to go practice with them over there, some of their head dudes of Antifa. So that's something to remember. We all have to start remembering these things and start capturing them and then showing them, because there's other people that are, but there's a lot of things that fall through the cracks. So I'll have a video tomorrow on the things that fell through the cracks, and I'm actually gonna do 2 other videos this week. A reminder of what happened during the summer of love, and video of what that guy said to Oreo Express. That's the name of his channel, is Oreo Express. Like Oreo and then Express. Okay. I didn't put that one in the description, but on the other videos, it'll be down there. Jimmy will go back in and type it in. I'm tired. I've been on here too long already. So, get out of New York City. That's all I can say. I don't know. Keep saying that too. Have a good night. And always remember, no matter what, somebody out there does love you, and somebody will show kindness through all of this. There is people out there that are feeling what's going on also, and they're being prepared as well. I'm not the only one. I never have been. I'm just Angela Fag. It's my real name, not a lifestyle. You guys have a good night.